Welcome to a brand new podcast. And as always, this is the Oracle 19. And my name is Mr. Greatness. For any business inquiries, if you want to put your brand on this platform, you can email us at evolutionoflondon@gmail.com. That's the same email if you want to make a donation, a free will offering to the podcast, evolutionoflondon@gmail.com via PayPal. You can shop online to our baby shopping mall, which is www.evolutionoflondon.com. We have a whole wide range of products from men's, kids, ladies' clothes. That's jewelry, cologne, perfume, and much more. So that's evolutionoflondon.com. Also check out evolutionoflondon.store, STORE. You'll find DVDs, games, more clothes, and we ship throughout North America. So that's evolutionoflondon.store. And finally, evolutionoflondon.org, O-R-G. You'll find custom clothes, accessories, and digital products such as ebooks for personal as well as business use. So that's evolutionoflondon.org. We have different links to other affiliates. www.linktree.com/Evolution of London. You support us that way. We do have a Patreon channel, which we have videos that is not posted on YouTube. www.patreon.com/Evolution of London. And that's for digital artwork, and we have consulting services as well. We on Rumble, rumble.com. Just type in the Oracle 19. So like, subscribe, and share to our platform on that side of the town, I should say. Rumble.com, and just type in the search bar the Oracle 19. Check out the company Royalty 9 International. They make homemade candles, 100% soy wax, 12-ounce jars from scented to unscented. Now, the scented candles is from frankincense, myrrh, jasmine, rose, eucalyptus, just to name a few. And if you want to place an order, you can email the company at royalty9international@gmail.com. They're on Instagram and TikTok. They have a lot of interesting stuff there, a lot of entertainment and educational stuff. On TikTok and Instagram, Royalty9 International. For their luxury candles, over 35 plus burning time. Royalty9 International. Check out Mr. Will. He's been a fitness consultant for over 15 years. So if you want to book a consultation, email him at healthfitnessconsultant1@gmail.com. That's healthfitnessconsultant1@gmail.com. And support his merch. www.wjaccessories.com for custom clothes, accessories, and digital products as well. Music. Cheap Limousine channel on YouTube. We have a whole wide range of different beats. So once you go to his YouTube channel, like, subscribe, and share to Cheap Limousine channel on YouTube. And continue to train on YouTube is the Greatness 19 channel. That's our educational channel to open up your third eye as we approach 900 shows. Check out the shorts on the Greatness 19 channel. A lot of informative, educational stuff on our shorts. as we grow worldwide, over 70 countries. And on the same page, if you scroll down on the Greatness 19 channel, you will see Mr. Evolution of London. That's our health and wellness channel. So like, subscribe, and share to Mr. Evolution of London on YouTube. DJ Panthro, he is an international DJ. So if you want to book for him to come to your venue, email him at djpanthro519@gmail.com. That is DJ Panthro, PANTHRO 519@gmail.com. And you will see different links. Well, one link to his webpage as he's upgrading more. You'll find him on social media, Instagram and TikTok, DJ Panthro, as well as his bonus platform, DJ Panthro 519. That's the DJ Panthro 519, and that is on TikTok. Also, I need your guys to like, subscribe, and share to DJ Panthro 519 on YouTube as well. Again, DJ Panthro. Check out the wonderful fashion of Fashion Fix. www.fashionfix.ca for your latest ladies fashion. www.fashionfix. Kenzo World. He has and is an artist dealing with Afro beats. Kenzo. Ooh. Check out his single, Adora single, which is his single. You find him on all major platforms. That's YouTube, Spotify, Amazon Music, just to name a few, Apple Music. His album, Kenzo Discovery by Kenzo. I like that link, that name, it just vibes. Kenzo. And you find him on YouTube. But if you want to book for him to come to your venue, email him at moorkenzo@gmail.com. That's more, MOOR. Let's say this again. MOORKEENZO@gmail.com. Moorkenzo@gmail.com. If you want him to come to your venue. Now, the Oracle 19 is on all major platforms. We're on iHeartRadio, Google, Apple, Spotify for podcasters, Amazon Music, just to name a few. We're on a lot more platforms. You can easily Google us and you'll see the Oracle 19 podcast. Just Google us. Over 460 shows and counting. So any information I haven't mentioned will be in the description box of the Oracle 19 podcast, the Greatness 19 channel, Mr. Evolution of London, both of those on YouTube, of course, rumble.com. Just type in the Oracle 19, and finally www.theoracle19radio.com. All right, well, I mentioned a spoiler of today's topic during the week to certain followers of mine, but I know a lot of you don't know, so we're going to get right to it. And I know you're ready. Why Diddy get arrested? Hip hop mogul, basically multi-millionaire. P. Diddy is his name. They also know him as Diddy, Love. He have quite a few names, but Sean Combs but he is a wealthy entertainer. Been around for decades. In case you guys don't know who he is, very, very big in the music industry, especially in the hip hop and R&B world. So, very unfortunate situation. He was arrested in New York on racketeering and sex trafficking charges. And I find this very interesting, very unfortunate in his case for sure. But before I start, I'm gonna need a drink of juice for this one. Hold on for a minute, guys. I have to get my liquor in me. My liquor. No, I'm just joking. I don't. I'm not a alcoholic drinker. Actually, this is vitamin water, so it has a little tasty taste of. I call it sweet juice. Really, it's sweet water. Really, it's sweet water. But anyway, I'm giving free advertisement to these guys, but I like it. Just blueberry flavor. But anyway, let's get right to it. Why Diddy was, or Sean Combs was arrested, is arrested with no bail. Now his lawyers is trying to get him, was trying to get him off, or free on bail, I should say. They even offered the court $50 million because they know. I mean, he got the money worth, I believe, like a half a billion or for a quarter of a billion. Wealthy man. But there's a lot of stuff that been happening to him. I mean, a lot, and he's arrested on, again, like I said, trafficking, sex trafficking specifically, and racketeering. Basically, mob charges, pretty much, especially when you're talking about racketeering. Now, just for the y'all guys on, let me turn this music down because I definitely want you to really understand that. Understand really what I'm talking about. Now, racketeering means engaging in any illegal schemes, and it is used in racketeer influence corrupt organizational act is known as RICO and described as 35 offenses that is include potentially can be included in this, and that could be kidnapping and murder, bribery, extortion, arson. You can even Google this. What is the racketeering? Some of you guys might not know this. And then specifically on sex trafficking is basically a form of human trafficking. Involves recruiting or moving, holding victims to sexual purposes, exploitation purposes, and again, these is very serious crimes. The sex traffickers can be coerce victims and into providing like sexual services. Can be by force or threats, and that can cause mental or emotional abuse, and it's a form of manipulation. So this is just a little gist of really what I'm trying to break down to you guys, so you know. And this stemmed back since for him being charged. The feds is going back in time, like 2008, of charges, all these conspiracy charges and racketeering conspiracy charges, and since 2008. So these are very serious charges, and they're trying to bury him under the jail. Now the question is why? Why would they do such a thing like this? Why all of these charges? Why now they going back in time with him with this? From 2008, they just bringing up all of these charges. Now, again, I'm gonna give my personal opinion, and I get alleged information. So that's my disclosure. Um, again, you have to do your own research. A lot of people just glad to see him in jail, think it's good because he hit women and it was videotape. Cassie, R&B artist, they videotape where he was abusing women, a woman, or it's even women in the past, and all of these things is coming up, and a lot of people is saying I'm glad to see him buried. But as you know, there's always two sides to the story. And why all of a sudden the feds, and he knew his days were numbered pretty much, on the simple fact is that he, when his homes was raided by the feds, and they took, all different types of, his electronics and so forth. So they were building the case anyway. Feds was already building a case, and he knew he was going to be arrested. This is why he went back to New York, and again, he knew. But I look at it like this: why? Why all of a sudden he's being charged now with all of these things? Why? Why is it just coming to the forefront for him getting his what they call freak off? Now, again, he's being charged like a mobster. If you're nobody, you think he's like John Gotti. Now, here's where I say allege. There's a lot of allegations. The streets know, and I hear stories too. So we just say hearsays. A lot of people that I've talked to, and you hear on the radio and social media, his former bodyguards, friends of his, or used to be friends. You find all of these interviews on social media. People in the entertainment world mentioned that he had all of these, and which is known, he had all of these sex parties, these freaky, I think demonic, parties. This is known, okay, throughout Hollywood and in New York, and it's been alleged that he goes both ways, bisexual, and all of this stuff. So, and I'm leaning towards that part of it. And just seeing how he act and so forth. It's not, you use your third eye. You could see it. It's, as a man, you see it. As a woman, you can see these things. But again, that's his business. He's not. When he have these parties, he's not like forcing people to come to these parties. They're going on their own free will. Now they talking about the sex trafficking. It's a common thing where a lot of entertainers fly females out from different parts of the land to their homes, and they have parties, and they have all different sex and drugs there, and they partake of it freely, whatever. Now they also talk about him sex trafficking. Does that include the men that he allegedly flown out? Does that include that? Are we fair and balanced? Because if you're saying the women, okay, was under duress, then was the men that he flown out allegedly under duress? Because it's been known that he had sex, let's say allegedly, with men. So I don't condone his lifestyle because I don't flow like that. Personally, that lifestyle is disgusting to me. But let's just be fair and balanced with this. So should he be charged with sex trafficking for flying out men? Because there's gay rappers that came out that said, you know, him and them had encounters. Diddy and them's had encounters. So does that warrant sex trafficking? You know, in this day and time, on a basic level, a man meets a woman, right? Let's say you meet a woman on social media. She lives in a different state, maybe a different country. Y'all been talking for a while, and you fly her out. You pay for her airfare. You pay for her hotel. As you pay for her to come to your town, your country, and you set up shop, and then you have intercourse with her. Can that be warranted as sex trafficking? Because you paid, it was compensation. You paid her, you paid to fly her out. One, you paid for her hotel. Two, and you maybe even paid for her meals or just for her time, her stay. Is that a form of sex trafficking? A lot of you regular dudes and dudettes, females, have done that. You studs have done that. So should you be charged with sex trafficking? That's a little gray area there. So, okay, so let's think on that. And the way they treating him, he have a legit business. He have a legit business, but the racketeering charges, which is coming into play, which they already charging him with, engaging in illegal schemes. Now, have he kidnapped? Have he performed arson and extortion or murder or bribery? Some of you might say, yeah, because there's gray areas to his situation. But in the court of law, you have to prove that. That's not it's a weak charge. I talked to other lawyers as well, and then there's other lawyers on the internet that discuss this case. One is Dennis Sperling, lawyer out of Texas. Check out his YouTube channel. And Dennis Sperling, Spurling. He's a lawyer based out of Houston, Texas. And he breaks that down as well. But I'm just skimming through it. He goes right into it on the legal side of things. And let's be for real. Let's be for real. There's two sets of laws. There's black law and there's white law, allegedly, behind closed doors. Now, he's getting his charges. He's basically, the way the law system is dealing with him, they want to bury him. They basically want to give him a potentially 15 years, 54 years old. So by the time all of this, if he do get charged and sentenced, he'd be in the 70s. He's cooked. And the money that he has to spend on lawyer fees, because now he's on this Fed charge is in place, it's going to freeze his accounts on racketeering, especially RICO laws here. your accounts is going to be frozen. No money come in, no money go out. Especially no money go out. Paying lawyers. He's already got put his houses up for sale. It could get very bad. They're trying to bury him. Now, why? Why? Why are they trying to bury this man? All of a sudden. He's been rocking out like this for decades. Parties, women, whatever. Now I do understand and know, he got, my opinion, all right, because I don't know the man. Well, let me just say this. He, he my opinion is he a saint? I'll put it like this. I don't think so. He's in these streets. He got those goons. He can push buttons, have people handled. My personal opinion. But if you're going to be fair and balanced here, a black man, see, when you rocking out like this, and what I mean by rocking out, if you, as a black man, doing these things, allegedly, let's say degenerate things, allegedly, these, we say gray area things, allegedly, that can warrant RICO charge, that can have the feds bring it up, even though you haven't done it, but it's a gray area where they can just bring it up. It's an old saying, if there's smoke, there's fire. And if you have done things, let's say gray area things that can warrant the feds to come after you. If you're a black man, you will eventually be charged. If you white, you can stick around. Now, why am I saying this? My opinion. Well, let's go back in time. Elvis Presley dated a lot of young teenage girls, underage girls. Even the one he married, 14, I believe. Priscilla, I think her name is Presley now, or whatever. She was 14 when they got married. Allegedly. And he was able to be considered to be put on a pedestal. That could be considered sex trafficking, right? Charlie Chaplin, young girls. Now people, he was recognized and ridiculed, Charlie Chaplin, but the point is he was still able to do what he do, have parties and all of that stuff, because he was still making money for Hollywood. But when he became irrelevant, then he just was buried. But imagine if that was a black man. Heck, in the early 1900s, Jack Johnson, famous heavyweight boxing champ, he was a black man and he had white women, not even underage, just white women he was going out with. And he was charged with trafficking. And they even put what they call the Mann Act because of Jack Johnson. Because in those days, they definitely didn't want to have a black man with white women. And they willingly wanted to sleep with him. And he did it with a smile as he was beating up the white boxers of his time. And they didn't like that. Number one, he was beating up white boxers, the best white boxers. He was beating them up until they eventually had to put the pressure on him and say, if you you keep fighting like this, you're gonna be jailed. And they utilize the Mann Act on him. Read up the story of the Mann Act and Jack Johnson. I'm not gonna get into the details about that. Just a little taste. Jack Johnson. So there's a lot more white wealthy men running around with, from Hollywood to congressmen and just white men, even going to the Dominican Republic and Costa Rica and all throughout South America, Central America, and they getting young age women, young age girls, not even women, young age girls, and flying them out back to their countries, in Scandinavian countries and all throughout the European nations. Even to this day, you go and Google that, sex trafficking, wealthy old white men right now. But they got that paper and they connected to high upper other old white men. They connected so they never be charged. AKA look up Pizzagate. Old white congressmen, old white powerful men, Pizzagate. All the way talk about presidents allegedly involved in this. That's how, all the way up to the White House, allegedly. They wasn't charged with sex trafficking because of their whiteness. And they are connected, rich. They connected, or they are the elitists. And you want to say, who are the elitists? Is a group of families that really control the wealth of the world. Oh, you don't know what the Rothschilds, the Rockefellers, allegedly? Everybody connected. So a lot of these wealthy people do these degenerate, demonic things far greater than P. Diddy. That's where he got it from. Allegedly. Alleged people like Clive Davis, allegedly, who Diddy followed, allegedly, who he turned Diddy out, allegedly. Check out how Diddy got into the game, how he got his own record, his music company, so forth, with the help of Clive Davis, a big music mogul, was part of one Sony Records. Again, allegedly. I have to make sure, because as this show gets bigger and bigger, and then if I get that known, if I come up missing, guys, you might know why. But again, I'm not important. I'm not that big. I don't get millions of people listening to me yet. But if I do, so again, larger followers, make no mistake about it, I definitely be on the watch. You see, even probably still, but the bigger your platform, it depends of the law enforcement, allegedly, who they watch you. If you're talking about the feds, that's something when you like 100,000 followers type of thing. When you reach 100,000 followers, yeah, and you talking certain talking points, like, Tariq Nasheed, he's gonna, yeah, he got that. He got them boys on him. But and then if you got like 20 to 50,000 followers, then you might get the regional boys. They'll check you. But if you start getting like 10K and under, local boys will watch you. They'll check you out 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, because they rotate shifts every 12 hours, allegedly. Now, I know a lot of you might not understand what I'm talking about, but the ones that do or might understand, just keep walking with me. The ones that really not clear, because I know you different people listen to me different parts of the world. Just know that law enforcement, I say in this plain terms, law enforcement watches people. Simple enough. But swinging back to Sean Puffy Combs. He learned this, my opinion, this learned behavior, obviously from his handlers, people that put him on. But it is what it is. But he's being charged, serious charges. Now, can his lawyers work around that? Yeah, because it's not solid charges that the feds got him on, because you have to prove it. Feds got to prove racketeering because he have a legit business. They got to prove, bribery and murder and stuff like that, because let's see, he had somebody that witnessed him doing it, or he told somebody to carry out an order. Money, bribery, they have unless there's witnesses that could prove that he bribed people. People bring allegations about women and stuff, and they focus on the abuse of the videotape. But does that warrant? I'm talking about videotape of him, that unfortunate situation. Him, it was abuse with woman Cassie. But does that warrant Fed charges? Does that warrant racketeering charges? Does that warrant sex trafficking? That's apples and oranges when people talked about the abuse, and which that was already dealt with, meaning that he wasn't charged with that. He's charged with sex trafficking. So if you have gay parties, I mean, let's call it like that. If you have gay parties, which you might call freak offs, does that warrant sex trafficking? If that's the case, then you got to go and deal with these congressmen and these business people, these white business, these white these white wealthy investors and congressmen and owners, sport owners that have these wild parties. They need to be charges need to be brought on them if you want to be technical. But again, there's two sets of laws. My opinion, black law and white law. And I could say that because you look over time. This is behind closed doors. Now, a lot of white folks and other races will say, "Nah, I can't. I just can't believe that." No, the beautiful thing is you can Google, you can go into case law if you want to take time out and find out all of these entertainers or people. You look at the differences, how black people is charged and white people is charged. It is a difference. You cannot dispute that. But again, nobody wants to research it. Nobody want to check that out. It's easy just to say good for him and blah blah blah. Now, I'm not co-signing for this guy because his lifestyle is different from mine. And I don't roll like that. I don't even have those thoughts like allegedly he had. And it shows within his parties and stuff and how he act. And look, there's certain things I see on TV of how he act that gives me the impression he goes both ways. Things that he say, things that he do. And I don't see a grown man that's a heterosexual man don't roll like that. Wouldn't roll like that. You know, you calling another man daddy and all of this stuff, and that's gray area. That's pause, super pause. And that's just one example. But again, if you be fair and balanced, what about these white entertainers that do far greater, far more degenerate behavior than him? And they still able to walk and talk and breathe and live life freely. What Charlie Sheen? Allegedly? I mean, what are we saying here? There's a on and on. I mean, even entertainers of the yesteryears, what Rock Hudson? Come on. What is it? Gregory Peck? Come on. All these wild parties that they have, there's so many. They're on YouTube. You can Google a lot of these wild parties that these old white men, middle-aged white men in Hollywood, and how they perform in their parties. Far more degenerate than what Sean Combs have done or did or allegedly. Again, he got it from them. He was turned out by them. My personal opinion. Again, allegedly. So if you want to be far and balanced, that needs to be discussed. And these entertainers, these white entertainers, are able to still rock on and live free. Now, there's exception to the rules. The Harvey Weinstein, whatever. Because some things are so degenerate that these old white men do in your face, you have no choice but to lock them up. You can't hide it. They do too many degenerate things out in the open. You cannot even cover for them. So again, it's two sides to every story. And I'm not co-signing for this man because his lifestyle is different from my lifestyle, and I can't rock with that. Me personally. But does this warrant him to get Fed charges though? Confiscated his electronics, and I think my personal opinion, why he's getting these charges laid on him. Now I'm gonna go way to the left with this, okay? So this is allegedly, triple allegedly, because I do not know, I do not have no facts. I'm just gonna throw it out there, like just a hail in football. I'm the quarterback. I'm gonna throw a Hail Mary, and hopefully someone catches it. Again, with no facts with this. I believe that the reason why he's getting charged like this is because he have sex tapes of entertainers, record producers, old white men, and known entertainers in the community that is still relevant to this day, still popular to this day. and he got it in his house, or did have it. And I think that is a threat to these real power players. And he used that as leverage. He used that as leverage to get what he want within the music industry. And I know now that he's 54 years old, he's not popping like he was in the 90s and the early 2000s. So they like, wait a minute, let's slow this black man down. He's not really popping like he used to be anyway. So let's get these charges to stick. Let's raid his home and let's take everything we need to take and send him to jail and just break up his empire. Because this RICO charge, a Fed charge, is going to freeze his account and drain his pockets. And if he's not, if in their eyes, the powers that be, the powers that is making these charges stick or trying to, if they don't bankrupt him, if he gets out, he will lose huge amounts of money. He won't be the same, or they will lock him up and make sure the charges stick, and he'll be locked up for life or 15, 20 years. And by the time he get out, he'd be none and void. He's just a shell of himself. That's my opinion. From the Oracle 19, Mr. Greatness. You're welcome. So I believe that's my personal take on all of that. Especially, and why I come up with that, because number one, the feds was hitting his home, taking his computers, going to just ransacking his place. And I found that strange. So going through his tapes or going through his private stuff, and also just putting it out there. Just to sum it up, taking his electronics, his laptops and computers, hoping and going through his safes and all that, hoping they could find what they need to find. I kind of look at it like that. My opinion, though, it don't mean anything, but I'm just saying. I find it real strange. And again, he knew that his time was coming. That's why he went to New York and just roamed around. And they arrested him at the hotel, one of the hotels in Midtown, I believe, Midtown Manhattan. He knew his time he was coming. He was cooked. Now he's not allowed to leave the country, travel risk. He's in jail with no bail. They really trying to bury this man. He's cooked, in my opinion. They trying to do him worse than Cosby. They trying to build Cosby, that guy, 2.0. It's not a good look. Anytime you have the feds involved, it's not a good look. Can you beat it? I mean, John Gotti beat it for a little bit. That comes to mind, but you got to spend a lot of bread because they have unlimited sources and they can keep things going. Pounds and pounds of paperwork, not little pages, pounds and pounds of paperwork. 24-hour lawyers, 7 days a week on your case. Not a good look. But, this is just what it is. This is what it is. So think about it before you like absolutely say goody for him and all of this stuff, hey, it's your prerogative. You can just say good. Glad to see him locked up. It's your prerogative. That's up to you. No harm, no foul. But just understand the both perspectives that I've given you. If life, unfortunately, is not fair and balanced, it's very one-sided. Depends who you are, color you are, how much money you got, who you know. This will dictate you getting out of the system or remaining in the system. And when did you find a black man that is wealthy end up leaving the game clean? That's my question for me to you. Black men, especially that become wealthy or popular in the entertainment world, they never come out clean. Like they can retire or finish their career with no controversy. You always, because the powers that be, white, systematic white supremacy, gonna make sure you have a blemish on your record. Michael Jackson, Prince, you have black congressmen, black athletes. They always, the white society always got to put something out there. Now they're going to say, well, black people, no, put it on themselves. No, it's always brought to the forefront and is put up there like they are the worst of worst. Because if you be fair and balanced, you got white people doing the same thing. But their charges and their bad things that they have done is not put out there to the highest level as if it was a wealthy black man. Let's be for real. You might not want to admit that. I mean, look, let's go with sports. Ty Cobb. Ty Cobb was a known racist bastard. Great hitter, and he disrespected black people to the highest level, called them all different types of names, but he was still praised. He was still praised. Same thing with Babe Ruth. There's stories that he was a black man, but I don't know about all that. But there's a lot of entertainers out here, white entertainers, that their degenerate behavior is not put upon the forefront as bad as these black entertainers. This is just what it is. So anytime, let's say if I became, big, popular, that guy, got a load of stuff they could say about me. But guess what? I don't care. And I'm not going to be like groveling and like, like doing some Tiger Woods thing, going on social media and explaining I'm sorry and stuff. His name just came to my mind. So that's why I'm talking about it. I'm not going to be groveling, and it's not, man, this is what it is. That's it. None of your business. So, Mr. Greatness, I understand you did this. You can't see me, but I be frowning. Be giving you a little twitch, the one mouth on, twitching my mouth on one side. So what? You're not talking? Next question. So you ain't gonna answer that? None of your goddamn business. Next question. Somebody asked me the same thing. None of your goddamn business. And that's how it's going to go down. It is what it is. You stand on your square. I'm a grown man. Why have to explain myself to you? But see, this is just This is the world we live in. Two sets of laws, whether you like it, accept it, believe it or not. My personal opinion, based on what I've seen, what I know, and what even in my own personal life. Two sets of laws, black and white. So what do you think? Why did he got arrested? Do you think it's fair? Should it stick? What do you think? Thank you for listening.